Pranav Thakurta from Edu TV, India's first education channel, and we are working with roughly more than 3,600 schools in the Indian subcontinent, Middle East, Southeast Asia, Africa, Europe, US, and Australia. And today we have got a very important guest with us, Mr. Krishna Bangera. He's a principal of Podar International School, Hebel, Mysore. Mr. Bangera is MA, BEd, and has a master's in philosophy. He's worked for 16 years as an administrator, and he has got a 20 years experience of teaching. And sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So now I will request Mr. Yasin Patel to take the conversation further from here.
Very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
It's an immense pleasure to interact with you and have your thoughts on the new changes and emerging topics. So during the changes in the pandemic, there's a paradigm shift in the careers.
Yeah.
What would be the best careers? How the students should choose in the coming times?
See, the pandemic has not made major changes with regard to the choice of career. Maybe that the people must have realized the importance of being techno-savvy.
Yes.
So the people must have realized that it's important to be literate with regard to use of technology. Due to the pandemic, there are people who must have lost job. Some areas, there are some areas that the people must have lost job, or there is a deferred salary or something like that. At that point of time, the majority must have thought that I should be in a IT sector, because IT is the one area which is booming during the pandemic. There are many areas which is affected, like a hotel management and other areas. But I strongly feel, based on one situation like this, children may not immediately change their passion. Somebody who wants to be working towards aeronautical engineer, somebody who's so much interest towards psychology, the one who's so much thinking about forensic science, these branch people may not immediately change over, sir. That's what I feel. But IT is the one sector which was been attracting a lot of candidates. And also when it comes to their pay scale and when it comes to leading the life, it has really given a good returns to them, and none of those candidates must have repented for taking that decision. And that interest towards technology is there even now. So to some extent, maybe 20% of the people must have changed their career also. This is what I feel.
Very nice, sir. So there was a paradigm shift from a physical classroom to the online classroom.
Yes.
The future looks like a mixed blend. What are your views on that?
So I fully agree with you, sir. There is a paradigm shift with regard to learning. Now, the one major thing that every school should think about is the blended learning. If you don't have this blended learning, and you're lost. If you are using only the traditional method of teaching, then you are lost. People may not prefer. But whatever said and done, no one can replace a teacher. That is what I strongly feel. Nobody can replace teacher. All these technology will further facilitate the teaching, and that will become so important that everybody should go ahead with this technology. I will talk about my area, the schools. If the schools think that I've got the senior most teachers who have produced 100% result for the last 25 years, I don't need technology. If at all they are with that mindset, the decline will start very soon. So that way, the blended teaching, say the teaching with the help of the technology and having a knowledge of all at once. So this kind of situation may come again. If at all it comes, it becomes a normalcy. If the school is thinking that that's fine, it is another day, then that is the school which is going to survive. This year, once the pandemic is begin, There are many schools who struggled. They must have delayed their start for 3 or 4 months, and some of the schools which is not having enough of infrastructure must have struggled for a full year. But now they are better. They learned. But the day should come, even if it happens tomorrow, I am ready with my tools, and I'm ready with going ahead with it. So that's important.
So when we talk about child's growth, we also think about its career progression. And the career progression start from the grade wise. And it is also needed, like, what are your views when we talk about having a practical implementation of curriculum? More of a practical implementation.
So that's a valid point. Now the CBSE in the NEP also, they said that we need to introduce the vocational subject, and there's a list of vocational subjects are given. The very intention behind introducing these vocational subjects is, child may not be knowing why should I learn sine theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. Child may not be knowing sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Where do I use it? Whereas the moment we speak about financial literacy, we speak about automobiles, we speak about artificial intelligence, we speak about data science. So this will really attract the children. So they learn, and also they know the practical application of that immediately. For example, trending artificial intelligence, the moment we say that we are going to teach something so that you will be able to make a robot, children will get connected very easily. So that this is something that every school should think of. For example, people say that in India, up to 10th standard, children will study everything. Humanities, they study, the mathematics, they study, science, they learn, everything they learn. Whereas after 10th, little bit of branches happen. Whereas in Western education, the moment child comes to 8th standard, the child is expert at one area, at least one area. Once we introduce these occasional subjects in a true spirit, I think our children, when they come out of 10th standard, if there are children who cannot afford their education after 10th, are skilled people, they may be able to get some job. That is what the intention behind introduction of the occasional subjects from 6th standard. I think that will really help the students' community. So that's what my opinion.
There will be a progression happening from a school environment to a university environment for the 12th graders.
Yes.
And for a smooth transition of the students from a school to a university environment, what role a university and school can play jointly to facilitate that?
So it's a wonderful thought, sir. It's wonderful thought, because unless children know what opportunities that I've got, that the university people are knowing it better, college people are knowing it better, when they come and interact with the students or have some module where all the children are informed, that will really help the child to choose the career. I want to give an example. In our school, when we do career guidance at 9th standard, we do a career assessment also at 9th standard. More than guidance, we do an assessment, career assessment, we do it. When we speak to children at grade 5, the child will say that I want to be a doctor, or child may say that I want to be a pilot. The same child, when he comes to 7th standard, he says, the one who wanted to be a pilot says that, sir, I wanted to be a pilot, but no, sir, I've developed a lot of interest towards automobiles. I want to be an automobile engineer. The child comes to 10th standard, he says that, sir, I heard a lot about ethical hacking, sir. I want to be a hacker. So the children decision changes. What must have made them to say that I want to be a pilot, or I want to be, they must have seen certain things, some fancy thing about being pilot, or some fancy thing about being an astronaut, those kind of stuff. Whereas if the information is given to them, you take your time to decide. Universities will give all possible exposure to the children. School, maybe, the school teachers are trained, or maybe direct information to the children is given. That will help the children to decide what I should do it. Now, when we take a statistics, I'm not very sure. The percentage of children going to an undergraduate course is very, very less. Very, very less. Out of 100 students who take admission at grade 1, The one who's going for an undergraduation, maybe 8 or 9 students, which is very less. And we expect that the number of students getting into university and pure science should improve. I think that's a wonderful idea, sir. If we can think of certain things. Of course, it's happening now, but it is more on a commercial basis. For example, there are people who come and say that, look, your undergraduation will be done in out of India, maybe in USA or Australia. We will be providing you the scholarship. And the intention is actually not scholarship. They say that the total expenses comes out to be 75 lakh, and we are going to give you a 25 lakh rupees scholarship. So 50 lakh you have to pay. So truly, it is not a scholarship, but it's a kind of promoting their
Brand.
something like that.
So there's also a change that we have seen between the expectation of parents for choosing the careers and what child wants to really bring. Do you think the parents need to be educated more nowadays?
Sir, see, this is what educators keep talking. Don't instill your desire to your child.
Right.
The child, whatever he wants to be, let the child be that. I am doctor. My father was doctor. My child to be a doctor. Please don't impose those kind of things. Let the child. That's what. But it's not happening, is what people say. But sir, in my experience in the last 20 years, and even as a administrator in the last 10 years, parents are to some extent oriented, sir. Maybe there is a group of parents who may not be, but when I interact with most of the parents, they say that, sir, I don't know what my child wants to be. Let her do what she wants to do. Let him do whatever he wants to do it, but he should let me know. So this kind of attitude is there. But of course, there are quite a good number of parents who are expecting that my child to be a doctor, expecting that my child to be an advocate. Those kind of instances are there. So even in schools, I have seen that also had a negative impact on the children. Like fathers say, coming and sitting in my office and saying that, sir, 1 crore if I spend also, I don't mind. But my daughter has to be a doctor. In our village, nobody is there, and my daughter. See, look at the load that the father is putting on the head of the child. Child was in only 7th standard or 8th standard, and he says that my daughter has to be a doctor. And the child carries so much of expectation from the parent, which is not fair. Child may not enjoy her schooling. On the other hand, only that load is on her head that I should be a doctor. If I am not a doctor, then my father will be very, very unhappy. So those kind of feelings will be there. But to your question, yes, sir, it is not that there is no need. I don't say that 100% there is no need. Most of the educated family, there is no need, but varies. If you go to a village side, maybe that the parent has got an expectation that I'm sending my child to a school, then my child should be an officer, or my child should earn well. Those kind of expectation parents may be having. Those parents needs to be educated. But of course, in general, I would say yes, there is a need for educating the parents also.
We need to make them understand this life beyond medicine and engineering. The creative careers also, which are upcoming careers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's very important, because this is even I experienced the same. Most of the parents are thinking engineering or medicine. These are the two important things that they think about, either IIT, engineering, of IIT also engineering, IIT, engineering colleges, medical colleges. These are the 3 things which most of the people are thinking about, and many best courses parents may not be aware also.
So when you were away from the school during pandemics, what did you miss the most?
Sir, me? Are you asking me?
Yes, yes, sir.
So we never was out of the school, sir. It so happened I missed my students.
Yes.
See, the children are the one who gives us a life, and that's the one thing that I missed. But when it comes to our work, it never reduced. It is in fact increased. We had to undergo training. We had to train our teachers. We had to plan, and there are so many challenges we had to meet. There are so many challenges that we had to meet. So that way, a lot of learning happened for us, sir. The only missing is our children and their spunky behavior and the energy and the satisfaction those children give it to us. That is something I really missed.
Who admires you the most?
Sorry?
The person whom you admire the most.
Sir, maybe I'm a little selfish, but I admire my mother, sir. Because the way she brought me up with so much of difficulty. So I admire her. And she had no expectations. She only was looking at me and my happiness till her death. So I admire her, my mother. Maybe I hope I'm not too much selfish.
Oh, no, no, that's the best thing, to appreciate the efforts what our parents have put into bringing us up. Any message that you want to give to the students who are passing out for the 12th grades this year?
Passing out, 12th standard children
Yes.
passing out. My message to all those children is, let them get an orientation. Let them get an orientation with regard to what they want to do. And out of, in percentage, if I'm saying, maybe more than 50% of the children may not have undergone a career assessment. When they don't do a career assessment, that means they are not finding out their strong areas. This is something that they have to do. When I said orientation can be from their parents if they're well educated, or orientation can be from some organization who really, give a real actual orientation to them. And that is my otherwise they will take up a course and say somebody do CA and then you become a teacher. Someone who has done MBBS and then you are running a hardware shop. So it shouldn't happen that way. What is your strong area? In that area you continue your education. After that, what you do is secondary. But whatever the area that you feel you're strong, continue your education in that field. Don't have a mad rush. That's what message I want to give to students.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. It was very good interacting with you. It was a privilege to talk to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Same here. I would
So
have been more
much,
happy to hear your views as well, but it was only questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Krishna Bangera, Principal, Podar
Thank you.
International School,
Thank you, sir.
Rebel, Mysore, Karnataka. And I would like to thank Mr. Yasin Patel from Vidyashilp University, Bangalore.